Shalom, everyone. This is Yoav reporting from Israel. It's we just said goodbye to June 15th about an hour ago. It's 1 a.m. Starting June 16th. I do want to give you a little brief about the 24 hours we had here in Israel, but before that, in the past half hour, 40 minutes, something crazy is happening. We're getting some messages, that rockets are being shot soon to Israel, but then no alerts are coming. And I'm following the news, and what I see is something amazing. The Israeli Air Force just destroyed about 100 launchers of rockets, ballistic rockets, missiles that were about to be shot to Israel in the past half hour. So basically, we haven't had anyone launched yet. Hopefully, it will stay calm. That's a crazy ability that the Israeli Air Force developed, and controlling the area above Tehran and Iran is kind of like impressive, crazy impressive. I think it's hard to even believe what we see and what's going on there. I do want to take you back to our last update last night. I did share with you that we had basically one attack and then later another attack from Iran. Some rockets are penetrating the Israeli air defense because what they do is they launch dozens of rockets to the same area. The first attack at the beginning of the night or a bit after midnight, um, um, one house in the village or town of Tamra, which is a Israeli Arab community, was direct hit, and four women got killed. Unfortunately, I think it's the mother and the three girls of the family. Very, very unfortunate and very sad story. A few hours later, another attack and a big rocket hit a building in Bat Yam, which is a town south of Tel Aviv, and the building, part of it collapsed. Seven people got killed, among them some kids, belong to a family from Ukraine. I don't know if they're new immigrants, Olim Chadashim, or refugees who came here, ran away from the war in Ukraine, and were killed here in the Iranian attack. Very sad. 11 casualties in one night. We did have few rockets hitting in Rehovot. If anyone knows the Weizmann Institute, very severe hit in some of the buildings there. And this was last night. Um, we started today with some news from Iran as well. The Air Force destroyed or actually killed the guy who was responsible for intelligence in the Revolutionary Guards of Iran, and his deputy. And we had actually in Israel another siren alert during early afternoon, but none of the missiles managed to come to get to Israel, and they were all intercepted by the Israeli air defense. Earlier tonight, we had a big attack of dozens of rockets, about 30 that did hit. I believe was in Haifa there was direct hit, and also in the south there was a synagogue that got hit. No dead people, but there are injuries. People got injured. These big rockets are brutal, and they cause a lot of damage to all the buildings around where they hit. We have to say that most of them, there's over 90% of interceptions of success for the Israeli air defense, but some does get through. And this leads me to one of the biggest questions that people keep on asking is why Israel went on attack. And we have to understand this something, and I'm keep on repeating it in my reports, is this regime that constantly telling you we're gonna kill you, we're gonna destroy you, like by the way, like Hamas has been telling us. And this regime has the strongest terrorist abilities on the ground on Earth. Basically, I say terrorists because they're recognized by the U.S. as terrorists, by us as terrorists, and they're the richest and the biggest terror organization in the world, and they have capabilities to cause, as you see, a lot of damage. Don't don't underestimate the ballistic missiles. These we have intelligence that is showing us that they were planning on creating factories and capability of making dozens of thousands of these missiles, which can be, if let's say 2,000 or even more of them are being launched towards Israel at once, can be almost like an atomic bomb landing in Israel. So it's not only the nuclear weapon, which obviously Israel is trying to prevent from Iran to develop and to have, which reminds me that we just saw reports that the site in Qom, Purdue, was attacked also, and there was kind of an earthquake reported from there, maybe penetrating bombs that caused some damage to the centrifuges, and there's some reports saying that they're trying to enrich the uranium over there for 90% to develop a bomb. So basically, the reason why Israel is attacking is because we have no other choice. And I believe a lot of people are saying in their hearts, good job, Israel, keep on. But don't forget that the Iranians regime, at least, and their supporters are saying that there's a little Satan, which is Israel, and the biggest Satan is America. And today was the longest range Air Force Israeli attack in a city called Mashhad. It's the eastern border of Iran with the Stans, Turkmenistan, if I remember correctly. Over there, a strategical base of manufacturing missiles, intercontinental missiles that's supposed to get to Europe. This base was attacked by Israel. Over 2,000 kilometers from Israel, Israeli planes are attacking and basically doing miracles, saving the world from this regime. Don't forget, we have one regime crazy like that, maybe a bit less crazy in a way, um, in North Korea. Crazy in different ways, that the world did not stop from having nuclear weapon, and now it's hard to deal with them. They can do a lot of things that no one would have allowed if they didn't have nuclear weapon. So this is about that. I will just say that here in Israel, there's again this amazing alerts that we're getting. We have today when they start to get ready to launch, we get kind of like 15-20 minutes before, and then when the rockets are being launched, we get on our phones, get ready, and then the siren gives us a minute and a half to run to the bomb shelter. Life in Israel, in a way, are a bit shut down, um, because people has to be close to a shelter, safe room. Schools are shut, and the airport is closed. There's no flights coming in and out, and it's kind of weird situation that a lot of moments of regular life on one hand, on the other hand, nothing is really open, and surprise, I actually know a few groups that are touring these days in Israel, and some tourists are trying to live through Jordan, and that's life here. We are dealing with the kids. The kids started to get some Zoom teaching, live online teaching from the teachers. And Shani, my wife, has to teach and to send to her the kids she treating some videos. That's the reality we're dealing now in Israel. After the weekend, Sunday was the first week. It's not easy for the kids. It's a lot of tension, a lot of being nervous. The sirens are frightening. Today, when we left to the safe room before the siren came, we saw the interception out of atmosphere, and I'll send some pictures. It's kind of like crazy explosion in the dark up in the sky. My kids saw that and were very nervous, so they ran to the bomb shelter even faster. Yeah, it's not easy. It's not easy, and we basically, the feeling in Israel is we basically hope that things will move as faster as we can, and maybe even the West will join, if America and Europe, to help Israel to get rid of this regime that wants to get rid of us. Israel and Iran has nothing against each other, the Israelis and the Iranians. The problem is the fundamentalist regime that put in one of the goals to to destroy Israel, like Hamas. Um, I want to encourage you all to keep on asking questions and bring subjects like the one that people keep on asking me about, why did Israel attack? And I hope it's clear now. If you need more information, I I can try and send you if you need it. Um, Again, it's the intentions, and that were, we know today that intelligence shows that the Iran almost completed what was called the ring of fire around Israel. Hezbollah, the militias in Iraq, Yemen, Gaza, Hamas, and the West Bank, they were planning on all of them create a ring of fire and attack at once. Think of it. We had one rocket hitting a building in Bat Yam, causing damage and injuring dozens of people. Let's imagine hundreds, if not thousands, of rockets being shot at once into Israel, and Hezbollah and Hamas invading in. This could cause big damage and even bring Israel to an emergency situation. It was almost ready, and Hamas, in a way, messed it up for the Iranians by doing October 7th. So we always have to remind ourselves that a lot of the people that don't understand why Israel is doing it and calling Israel the aggressive part, I think people that don't understand the necessity and the situation that Israel is living under, the threat. And again, it's not only direct threat; it's also terror attacks that the Iranian regime has been taking against Israel more and more in the past few years. Commercial break. I just want to. I hope that this all will over. You're all gonna come to Israel as soon as possible and take me as your use my services as a guide and help you plan the trip here in Israel, or at least your driver. Meanwhile, for the summer, if you know any job or anything in your congregation, community, church, synagogue, something that I can do, I can teach Hebrew, I can teach Bible, I can have some lectures that I do, and I can even clean and be a driver. I hope one day soon flights will reopen and I'll be able to come for a short time in the summer, because I believe that after September tourism will be back and we still need to sustain the family for this time. I want to thank again for people that supporting and sending gifts and prayers. And I want to encourage you all again to keep on asking questions and sending me requests of things to talk about. And we have also private messages that we can talk and discuss. Meanwhile, I hope this night, again, chilly night here in the hills of Jerusalem, will stay calm. Thanks to the Israeli pilots and the Air Force for keeping it like that. And I will update tomorrow again. Maybe tomorrow during daytime I'll show you some of life here. And meanwhile, you can enjoy the silence around me, beautiful sky, and my little garden over there. I don't know if you've been here and you saw it with the tea plants and the herbs. Again, stay in touch, and I promise to give some more updates as soon as possible. And if you have any, again, things that are not clear from the news, also share it with me. Bye bye, Am Israel Chai.